Well, welcome back, everybody, to Obojima, Tales from the Tall Grass. Last time, our party had arrived in Okiri Village and had assisted with a minor calamity involving a young child, a magic potion, and a bicycle floating through the air. Shortly thereafter, they had assisted with dispelling a group of mischievous Okarios, or Yokarios, and shortly after that, they were then invited to compete as a group, if they so chose, in the local Okiri vegetable main event of the afternoon, the Blotcher Tournament, just before dusk. A tournament where 4 teams of 4 attempted to strike their opponents with overripe fruit and vegetables while they wore bleach white tunics, basically painting them with colorful smears of blotted vegetables and things of that nature. The party was given a few hours' time to prepare, if they so chose, to which you all peruse the marketplaces of Okiri Village, discovering a number of unique items along your way, all of which, or most of which, I would say, that you either purchased or managed to busk your way into some temporary coin in order to purchase. And then that afternoon, you engaged in Blotcher, the ever-anticipated game of, as I described previously, an intense matchup of fishermen, shopkeepers and workers, as well as some of the local shepherds here in Okiri Village, the sheep dragon shepherds. But nevertheless, your group was able to overcome the hardships of Blotcher and were successful, utilizing a variety of potions, magical abilities, and just general smarts to outwit and outperform the other teams. To which you received 110 gold as a reward, as well as an Instaprint camera, a unique camera that spat out instant pictures after they were taken. In addition to that, these pictures seemingly showed anything of magical essence or any individual containing magical essence showed up as a colorful aura in the picture. You all took a photo together before being invited now to the evening's feast and festivities, music, the arts, and all sorts of things to close out the Okiri Vegetable Festival. And now we come to our current time frame here in Okiri Village as nightfall begins to set. The lanterns are lit up of all sorts of colors within the village. The smells of delicious food being grilled and boiled in various hot pots and grill stations around the market area, as well as various instruments beginning to strike up, bands of local villagers and passersby beginning to play music. Children laughing and carrying about throughout the village can be heard in all directions. But as you wear your now multicolored tunics with pride, what would you all like to do as the evening's festivities have just begun? You guys still there?
Yeah, we're still there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just thinking.
Wherever the crowd is, like, majority of people going, I'll just follow them.
You can see that there are dozens and dozens of people, villagers, as well as just various travelers who've stopped off for at least a day or two here in Okiri Village, either for the festival or just happened to be passing through and decided to take a bit of extra time. But there are dozens of individuals gathering around the stalls of suspended fish being grilled, or various spit roasts with game birds being stoked over an open flame. The smells of seasoning as well as grilled vegetables can be smelled in all directions around the market at this point in time.
This is taking place after we did the game, right? I just want to make sure.
Yes, this is after the Blotcher game. This is now into nightfall in Okiri Village. In fact, let me go ahead and pull up the kind of the market area for you guys, just as a reminder of what things sort of looked like. Just the layout of Okiri Village, the main part of the village. This main building in the center is Breeze Mercantile. Up in the northeast corner is the High Hall, which is one of the larger buildings in Okiri Village, as well as various stalls and things all spread out around the main market square. But there are people and stalls in all directions surrounding this area, as you saw earlier, but now it seems to be the livelihood is picked up even more as the temperature begins to dip a little bit into the evening, getting a little bit chillier, but it doesn't seem to affect you that much as there are lots of people, a lot of body heat in this area, as well as fires and grills, as well as people dancing about, playing music, various festival vendors selling homemade masks and various costumes and things of that nature to children and adults alike, as well as various jewelry of various quality. Most of it you see around is just cheap costume jewelry for children, but there are a few vendors that are better equipped for actual, full adult, long-lasting real jewelry.
Well,
So, what should we do?
Well, I'm ready to eat after that ridiculous game.
Well, food sounds good.
I'm down for food.
On the north side of the market, you can hear a voice call out to your troop. A boisterous man that the voice you recognize as Brahm calls out to you. Oi! It's our Blotcher champions! Come on over here. We've got lots to eat.
I'll just head over.
same.
It's good to see you all again. And congratulations once more for winning the Blotcher tournament this year. This one's on the house, and he begins to hand out this salted river fish on a stick that's been grilled over one of the nearby, circular grill stations. It smells delightful. It's been seasoned with a variety of herbs and heavily salted as he passes a handful out to the group of you.
I'll take a bite, film. So, what other events are going on?
Well, nothing quite as intense as what you all went through, but right now everyone's just enjoying. This is a bit of the sort of family hour, if you will, of the tail end of the festival. But nonetheless, people come far and wide to sample of the vegetables of Okiri Village and enjoy the delightful exchanges of culture in this area all across the gift of Shiratashi. There are festival games if you head further south into the market district, games of chance, more candy and food than you could possibly shake a stick at. Take your pick.
Games of chance, you say?
Ah, I see you like to live a little bit dangerously. I respect that.
Gotta throw some excitement in your life, huh?
You know, that coin that you just won is just sitting there burning a hole in your pocket. You might as well have some fun while you can. But within reason, of course. Wouldn't want to burn it all in one hand.
I'm not one to really take too many chances.
To each their own, of course. But there's also still plenty of vendors all around. I'd recommend if you're heading out anytime soon after the festival, stock up all you can. This is probably the best variety you'll see in the village at any time during the year.
I mean, I like to take my chances.
Well, hopefully it's not with our mail. Gotta make sure you get from point A to point B with the likes of your occupation.
Yeah, so I'm down. So after, I don't know if you guys want to, if you want to split off, but if we're done eating, I'm ready to gamble.
I'll join you.
Hell yeah.
I'll just follow just to watch, but I'm not gambling at all.
Axel, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay.
Whoop.
Get out of the way.
It takes a bit of time. Wasn't a super high roll, but it takes a bit of time for you to find the handful of games of chance. There's one in particular that you see. There's a small table that's set up, and an individual has a trio of tortoise shells on a table. And you can see there's a number of people standing around behind him. He's got a number of various prizes, potions, things of that nature. Set has potential game winnings for games of chance, as well as just cash prizes on a board. The ante is 3 gold per attempt. And you can see as you step up, he is swiftly moving his hands back and forth, occasionally raising a few up to kind of catch your eye. You see this small turquoise stone under one of the shells with patches, or it passes back and forth under these 3 shells. It's basically a shell game. And after a 10 or 15 second switcheroo back and forth, you can see contestants attempting to guess at the small turquoise stone's location.
Oh yeah, I gotta get in on that.
Interested in a bit of game of chance, my man? You got a real big eye. Is it any good at finding what you're looking for? You can see this man is an older, kind of lankier, scrawnier, farmhand-looking human fellow. Real stringy hair, kind of comb over to one side. Very tan skin. Wearing, dusty overalls. Very much looks like an individual who's worked the fields for most of their life. But nevertheless, very lean build, and still rather spry despite their age. I would say they're probably in their early 60s, but seems to be, a pretty fit individual overall. Want to give it a shot? 3 gold. 3 gold. You could win any of these prizes after 3 successful attempts if you want to keep double or nothing. Or you can just give up if things aren't going your way. No shame in that.
All right, Pops, let's do it.
You got it. Ante up, folks. Ante up, ante up, ante up. You watch. Do you go ahead and pay the contestant fee? All right. It'll be 3 gold to start with. And you watch as he begins to swiftly shake these shells back and forth, these tortoise shells that all seem to be roughly the same. Occasionally, he'll flip up after starting, showing you the stone had started in the far left-hand shell in his left hand. Occasionally, you see it pop up as he swings it intermittently back and forth between the shells, while also remaining covered at other times, just to draw your attention back and forth, as he swiftly moves these shells around. Go ahead and give me either a perception check or an investigation check, your choice.
Do perception.
Okay. Which do you pick? Left, middle, or right?
I'll go left.
Okay. He lifts up the left-hand shell, and you see nothing. Sorry, friend. Always got a chest in the middle, as he lifts up the middle shell with his right hand. And you see the little stone underneath it. Like to give it another try?
I have to.
All right,
No,
I like
yeah,
your
no.
style. I like your attitude. Never give up. He takes another 3 gold from you as he puts the stone underneath the far right this time. As he begins the same process, flipping it back and forth. Occasionally you see the stone pass from one shell to the other, just to draw your attention. You can hear it moving slightly across the table as he moves these things back and forth, before they all come to a stop. Again, you can give me either a perception or an investigation check. Your choice. Which do you choose?
I'm gonna go with left again.
Sorry, friend. Like I said, always gotta trust in the middle, as he lifts the left-hand side up and then opens up the middle once more. Want to give it one more shot? I'll tell you what. You win this one, I'll even honor and I'll give it back to you. But if you lose, it's double the ante. What do you say?
Ugh.
You got this, Axel. 3rd time's the charm.
3rd time's a charm. Fine. Let's do it.
I'm paying
Okay.
attention now.
Okay. This time you put forward 6 gold. basically going all in as he begins this rotating shuffle once more, again passing it back and forth after it started in the middle this time, moving all around. Occasionally you see the little blue blur of the turquoise shiny stone pass under one shell to another, drawing your attention again as he swiftly moves these around. Go ahead and give me one more perception or investigation check.
My fucking
Like I said,
God,
I'm
bro.
paying attention to him.
Okay.
so-
Mipsy, as you are watching this, go ahead and... Okay. Mipsy, you can see that during this process of shifting back and forth, at one point, the stone, there's a small knot in the table. And the stone had slipped out in between this knot in the table. And as Axel is going to... Which of the 3 shells do you pick, Axel? Or which of the 3 shells? I'm sorry.
I already know he's gonna go. I'm not gonna listen to him. I'm gonna go left again. Like not like it matters.
Mipsy, you can see that originally Axel had been correct in his assumption that it was in the left-hand side, but that knot is just off center to that left-hand side, and the stone had slipped out, and you can see under the table he had slipped it back under the center shell, deceivingly so. What do you do?
Axel, maybe you should go with the middle. It's been middle twice. Should be middle again. A sleazeball like him would probably just keep using the same one.
That's fair. Let's see what happens. I choose middle.
You gonna go middle this time?
You keep saying it.
Are you sure? You seem pretty dead set on the left-hand side up until now. What changed?
A feeling.
He slowly lifts up his hand, and you see the stone underneath. Lucky guess. As he rolls back, you haven't lost anything. Now you're back to even.
Oh, it's like we started.
Care to try again?
Up to you.
I'll tell you what. Leave it all on the table, and if you win, I'll give you that there potion back there. It is a... Give me just a moment here. Sorry, I had this written down, and then I forgot where I put it. Give me just a sec here. You see that it is like a yellowish polished bottle. It's an opaque glass bottle. On the front of it, though, looks like a label. It kind of almost has like a square middle section, and then like a thinner, long neck with a unassuming cork in the top of it. And on the front looks like a label with what looks like a bit of sheet music on the front of it. That there's no ordinary potion. For those who are inclined to a bit of the arts and performance, it's quite the little pick me up, if you catch my drift.
All right, you got it. One more time, run it back.
All right. No easy going this time. That's a lot of coin on the table. You watch this time as he moves even faster, moving this little stone around that he had started this time in the middle, passing it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, before it comes to an abrupt stop. Go ahead and give me a perception or investigation check. And Mipsy, if you're still watching, you can do the same. What's it gonna be?
Question. What the very first time? Where did he put the stone? Well,
It's been middle every time.
He started in the middle every time.
yeah. Okay.
Well, he finished, like, it hadn't moved. It stayed in the middle, but he started it in the middle this time.
Okay.
Oh,
because
like
I've been tracking it.
The first game he started on the left. I don't know about the second one, but the first game he started on the
The
left.
second one was on the right hand side.
Right.
So started in the middle.
What's it gonna be, friend?
Let's go middle, right?
Last time he started in the middle, it was on the left hand side before he moved it.
Axel, you didn't catch this, but Mipsy, you watched the stone fall through that little crack again. And this time you saw him put what looks like a similarly sized stone, but it has a small abrasion on the top of the stone. So he's been using multiple of these little turquoise colored stones that look oddly similar, but this one had a small like scuff on the top of it that caught your eye. You're not 100% certain which one, but it's either the middle or the right.
Well, the coin flip.
What's it gonna be?
You keep touting middle. Let's go middle.
Lucky guess! As he lifts up the shell and you see this scuff stone. You also notice now that you catch this as well, that the stone seems slightly different than the other one.
Hey. Were you trying to run a con on me? This looks different.
Don't worry about it. Just take your coin. And he takes the half that was originally his and puts the potion in front of you along with your original bet. Move along. You've had too many chances.
Yeah, okay. Maybe try putting it somewhere in the middle, besides the middle next time, bud.
Nah, whatever. You get a potion of super singing.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
When consumed, this potion tastes as if it were freshly brewed tea with the perfect amount of honey mixed in. For the next hour, you are unable to speak without singing, and you have the advantage on charisma performance checks using your voice.
Oh my god.
So you do get advantage on performance checks, but you have to sing it.
That's fine. I'm a bard, right?
But as you perceptively luck your way into or through that game of chance, what would you all like to do? The night is still young. There's the sound of troops of individuals playing music all about. various vendors hawking their wares, still all sorts of food and candy, festival costumes and masks all about in all directions.
As I walk past the scammer, I'm just gonna whisper to him, "You're gonna pull a con like that? Use different colored stones next time. You'll always win that way."
He just gives you a dirty side eye and goes back to his game.
So, want to see any other attractions?
I'm good. Whatever you guys want to do.
What if we go to the music? Are you guys down?
Sure.
Go ahead and give me, Mirage, give me a perception check. Okay. You can hear there's a group of minstrels playing closer to the high hall, which is in this northeast corner, up on this raised stone platform area. There's not quite as many individuals selling their wares up here, but there is a stage up here, and you can see that on this stage there's a number of fancily dressed individuals, some with various masks and things of that nature, and it's far enough removed from the rest of the market area that you can better and more clearly hear the music is sort of focused on this stage play that's occurring just up these stairs. They've kind of made this into a makeshift stage. There's what looks like a handful of Nakudama with costume weapons, all sort of raising spears and swords and shields towards this large, fancily painted, demonic-looking entity that has a very odd configuration to their body. They look to be have like at first you look as you're approaching, you see two, then four, then six arms of varying lengths of this sort of cloth covered individual that's been raised up, and you can see that through the cracks and sort of mechanisms there's a number of individuals operating this sort of very crude looking apparatus of this demonic looking character entity. The face though is where the focus is, that seems to go well above the normal forehead of any humanoid, or and then like well down to the center of the chest, large horns extending off, multiple as you get closer. You can see some in the top of the head, some in the brow, this large, angry looking grin on its face as it seems to approach. Erdemi, as you approach this stage play, give me a history check.
She's still not. Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
It's a bit of. Yeah, sorry. She's got some. Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. We'll come back to that. But if anybody else would like to give me a history check, you can certainly do so.
Sure.
Okay. You're not super familiar with this scene, but you have heard rumors of ancient times on the island of Obojima of a fearsome entity, specifically tied to the ancient Nakudama Empire. An entity whose name has been well and truly lost to history at this point in time, but nonetheless, you hear of its presence in small talk and hushed whispers, and the true tellings of this story of this ancient corruptive entity still lingers in the minds and the bloodlines of the Nakudama from ancient times. We're talking hundreds, if not close to thousands of years in the past on the island of Obojima. But this entity spans far back to the time when, before humans, before elves, before the age of the Dara even existed here on the island, that this ancient battle had taken place, and you know that this is sort of a retelling, an interpretive retelling of that ancient story. And that's what you gleam at after watching this for a few minutes.
I'll just keep watching. Not to interrupt anything.
You see that it goes on for probably a good 10 or 15 minutes, and it's an exchange. Part of it is in Naku Naku. Does anyone speak Naku Naku other than, I believe Erdemi would, but does anybody else speak the language of the Nakudama?
I think it's only her.
For Erdemi, when Ashley gets back, they are talking about this evil ancient entity, this usurper is specifically the word that they hear. It is talking about an ancient overthrowing of the original Nakudama Empire, and that the details have been well and truly lost to history at this point in time. But this entity, nevertheless, has still left an ancient scar on the people of specifically the Nakudama, but Obojima as a whole. But this is the retelling of the subjugation of this entity and the soon thereafter fall of the Nakudama Empire that now led into the Age of Humans, the Age of Elves, and then later the Age of the Dara. All of which have been relatively peaceful times. And with a performative bow, you see the young Nakudama children representing the soldiers in this play all give a very performative bow, and then you see the two young human men step out from behind the big apparatus that they were wielding of this large demonic entity, and even though it still has the scary mask-like face, you see it. The two of them kind of wave as they bow beside the big apparatus to a well and truly deserved applause for this crazy mechanical structure. Actually, you would see that it has all sorts of joints, a mixture of various crude sawn lumber, but also a handful of mechanisms you recognize from the First Age. Various servos and things of that nature that, rather than trying to operate things all at once or separately, as each individual or the two pair only have two hands, but certain functionalities have to run consistently throughout the performance, including various lights and things of that nature. You can see them every once in a while applying the jolt spell to a couple of these servos to bring the lights and non-mechanical servos to life as they spring out, moving the neck and head back and forth in this very articulate way you weren't expecting. You also see, specifically you, Axel, as well as, for a brief moment, Mipsy, you see there are a number of spirits watching this play as well, overjoyed with the performative nature of everything, just generally eyeing things. There are a large number of these small variety minor spirits all across the rooftops of the high hall, kind of semi-transparent, incorporeal, you would say. They look like these wide-eyed, like the eye sockets themselves show no pupil or eye itself. It just seems to be sunken shallows where the eyes would be, but still clearly enough to make out like a face, and vaguely humanoid. But you can see as the performance lets out, they kind of applaud in unison, and you hear this kind of clicking and clanging, almost like a wind chime up above your heads, and that's what catches your eyes. You look back and see all these little minor spirits kind of clapping along to the end of the performance, and a few of them notice you staring at them and immediately reluctantly disappear from your sight.
So. How late is it at the moment?
I would say at this point in the evening after the performance, it's probably 9, somewhere between 9 and 10 o'clock.
And how late does this go?
Do you ask one of the locals nearby?
Yeah.
Oh, it goes into the early mornings. Well, at least those of us who are enjoying the festivities a bit more than others. But I would say the general family atmosphere kind of ends around midnight as the moon climbs into the center of the sky. But,
Kind of interesting.
a lot of the farmhands, we don't get to celebrate all that often, so we're going to take full advantage of this. As he raises a glass of what you can smell is like a heavy, some sort of mixed drink. It's kind of got like a scent of spice and pumpkin to it, but it's, you can also smell it is quite strong. Like there's some sort of liqueur added to it. Probably some sort of homebrew distilled concoction from the local vegetables.
So, what's the next event?
As you say that, Mipsy, you hear some voices kind of cut through the general rabble of people dispersing off the raised platform in front of the high hall. heading downwards, and off to the southeast, you can hear a pair of young men's voices that you recognize from the Blotcher tournament. Over here in the alleyways at one of the tables, they're trying their best, or at least one of them is trying their best to muffle the argument that they are having. But you look over and you see the two young men that you recognize when you first arrived here in Okiri Village, the Torelli brothers. One wearing their stains all over from the Blotcher tournament. The other a bit, covered here and there, but not nearly as much as the younger brother that you recognize as Torio Torelli. And then you see the older brother with darker hair, a bit taller than his younger brother, Thim Torelli. What were you doing out there? It was like you weren't even trying, Torio. Like, what were you doing? You embarrassed us. We're supposed to be the best herders in Okiri, and therefore the best blotchers in Okiri. What in the world were you thinking? It just wasn't my day, Them. Why are you always giving me grief about this sort of thing? Why? Why am I always under your thumb? What were you going to say, Mipsy?
I'm just going, just hearing this going, do I want to stop this?
That's up to
Do
you.
I say something?
What would you like to do?
Guys, there's an argument happened about us. Not directly, but the kid that we
Almost
effectively
humiliated.
beat up with the food. His brother's kind of like scolding him.
I want to get near the brothers, and I want to remind that I still look like the older brother.
Oh no.
Okay. Wait, do you still?
I still look. I never said I changed that.
How long does it last? It lasts until when? You say so?
Yeah, as far as I know,
don't know.
changelings can last as long as they're not unconscious.
Yep.
Shit.
Oh, let's go. So
Okay.
I want to get near the brothers.
Okay.
I want to grab into the older brother, and I want to slap him. And I want just to say, stop being a shitty brother. And I'm gonna turn into the little brother. Well, I don't know if I have to roll for that. And I'm gonna turn it. Yeah.
Go ahead and give me an intimidation check. I think you. Well, in this instance, I will say it's just a straight roll, because normally I would say you have disadvantage in this regard, but you are in your you are using your changeling
I'm
ability,
not
so it
trying to
offsets it.
intimidate,
So
you know? I'm just like.
so give me an
trying to
intimidation
react.
check.
I think it's this one. Yes.
You hard slap your actual counterpart, Thim Torelli, as he looks at you, just an extreme confusion on his face, and then an equal amount of confusion, but also a slight tinge of satisfaction from the younger brother that you just barely clock out of your peripheral vision. But at the same time, it swiftly turns. What are you doing? Who are you? Why are you hitting
I
him?
am
Why
your
do you
brother.
look like him?
I'm your brother.
And then you said you changed into the younger brother?
No, I'm gonna change to myself.
What in the-
Like I'm gonna go back to myself.
Who are you? And then suddenly the older brother gets up. What's your deal? Why did you just hit me?
Because you're being an asshole.
This is a family matter. Piss off.
And I'm just gonna turn to the younger brother, and I'm gonna tell him that I'm gonna ignore the older brother. So I'm just gonna turn into the younger brother, and I'm gonna tell him that it was a nice match, and that it was fun, and that I think he did his best, and that he will be better, and to stop listening too much to that jerk. And I'm just gonna leave.
Give me a performance check. You do have advantage
God.
because, yeah, give me a performance check as you say this in the younger brother's voice. So you get to roll twice and then pick the higher.
Is this one?
Yeah.
Again?
Yes. Okay. They don't react as negatively, but there's still this awkwardness more so as the younger you say this in the younger brother's form and voice.
No. I'm in my form.
Okay. I'm sorry. Then it wouldn't be with advantage. We'll just take the first one. But either way, it doesn't really change the matter. It just they're not as angry as they could have been, but the younger brother just kind of you can see he's begun to sulk more than anything else. You don't understand. You're just go away. Go. Why is everyone focusing on me? Why?
At least you got points, not like your brother.
See what you do. Every time you do this in front of people, they get the wrong idea. God, I hate you. And you see he just darts off from you and his older brother. And you hear Thim call, "Damn it, Torio! You better be home by morning!" Thanks. Now I have this to deal with. You know how hard it is to raise him? Thanks. And he watches, he turns and walks off.
Well, that was satisfying for me.
We may have a kid on the loose, but satisfying.
That's how they learn.
Well, I do feel bad a bit, but like you said, they have to learn somehow.
As the evening draws further on, as you all watch the festivities all around, music played in all of the streets, vendors staying open quite a bit later than you would expect, but most of them about midnight are beginning to collect up their wares as the light is not a full moon, but a decently sized moon overhead. But as the light begins to die in certain areas, you can see people gathering up their things and packing up for the evening, planning to do the remainder of the deconstruction of certain things first thing in the morning. But a lot of the farmhands and villagers on the northern side of the market square are still well and truly drinking into the wee hours of the morning. Is there anything else you all would like to do? Or would you like to try to find a place to rest for the evening? Or anything else on your minds that you would like to take care of before we progress things a bit?
Nope, I'm
What-
good.
Nope, I don't have anything.
Do
Well.
we still have the dirty clothes?
Yes, you know from what Brahm had said that it is sort of or Broad. I'm sorry, I keep saying Brahm. Sorry, Broad had told you that the stain tunics are generally worn as a symbol of pride as a contestant in the Blotcher tournament, at least for the preceding evening. You're not required to wear them, but they are just they're kind of worn as a sort of makeshift symbol of competing in the Blotcher tournament that year.
Okay.
But you're not required to keep them on. But yes, you still have them.
I'll keep them on my.
But as the night grows long, are you all looking to camp out? Are you looking for a bed to rest in? What are you all doing?
Well, where would you guys stay for the night?
Don't matter to me. As long as there's a comfy bed, that's all I need.
Well, I guess we should find a place to sleep. Till morning.
Go ahead and give me, it doesn't matter whom, but someone give me a perception check. Okay. As you all are looking around, trying to find a place to rest your heads for the evening, you can see on the north side of the market as you walk by, looking around, Broad is still there, either cleaning up or passing out drinks to the last remnants of the farmhands and other fishermen, still putting back drinks as quickly as they can get them out. Hey! You all wrapping it up for the evening? If you're looking for a place to stay, might I suggest you give a talk to Bree. I think she has a couple beds left in her upper loft. I'm sure she'd be happy to put you up for the evening, after all that help with those Eucario business earlier.
That sounds great.
Thanks for the recommendation.
You got it. You all have a good evening, and thanks for what you did, and congratulations.
Why, thank you.
He turns back.
He's
Go ahead.
looking very tired.
But yeah, do you all head to Breeze Mercantile?
Yep.
You head. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, yeah.
Okay. You head to the southern edge of this main structure in the center of the market square, which is it's unmistakable. It says Breeze Mercantile on multiple sides. And you head in, and there's still a small light on in the end. You can see the door is locked, but you can there's still a bit of movement and light on inside the shop. What do you do?
Sorry, I didn't pay attention quite a little what you said.
Pardon me? You were breaking up a little bit.
I didn't hear what you said.
I said the door is, there's still lights on inside the shop, but you go to open the door to the shop and it's locked.
I mean, we could knock.
Can I?
Knock, knock, knock.
I was gonna say I was gonna turn into Axel, and I was gonna say.
Turn it to me. Why?
I was gonna say, do you want to try your instrument for the long time?
I'll knock on the door. I don't give a damn.
You get, Axel, you get a suggestion from Mirage in your own form, in your own voice, and it is a bit off-putting and unsettling. You've stared at yourself in a mirror before, but you've never had the mirror talk to you. But you do knock on the door, and you hear some shuffling inside as a small figure begins to approach the door, carrying a candle on the end of a candle stand as you hear the lock snap open and the door swing inwards.
Yes? Oh, it's you all. How are you? I'm just about to close up shop. I'm sorry. We're no longer open.
As the small, round spirit of Bree's Mercantile steps forward, similar shape and almost like the shape of the pyramid melon with little stringy arms and eyes sticking up above the main body of this round, small spirit entity. What do you all do?
We got told we wanted to get a warm bed to come here.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes. I think we have a number of cots still available. Normally this time of year I have individuals working and living here as part of their employment, but they've all either left the village for remote work, or they're out exploring, or they've traveled home to see their families as things begin to chill up before the roads become more dangerous. As they head further north. So I believe we have some cots to spare. Yes, please, come in. Come in after your help early. I don't mind.
She steps aside and leads you all up towards the stairs that you had seen, or at least a few of you who had been here earlier. You can see that the shop itself is a chaotic mixture of bits and bobs, various ingredients, all sorts of manner of some first-age tech that looks damaged and destroyed, but could be potentially used as spare parts. But she leads you towards a set of stairs that goes upwards and then switches back to a small room on the second floor that is heavily stocked. There's shelves on all sides.
If you see over there,
She points to the other wall.
there's a handful of fold-out cots that you all are welcome to. They're not the most comfortable beds in the world, but they'll make do.
Why, thank you.
Of course. If you need any water, there's a container right there that has fresh water. And as a thank you in the morning, feel free there. I'll go ahead and mix something up in the morning. It's been a while since I've cooked for guests. I don't mind, but please make yourselves at home. If you need anything, don't hesitate to call on me.
As she you see the arms kind of stretch inward and the body, as she blows out this candle, one of the arms stays kind of affixed, but the body begins to roll forward, as if this spirit entity has now turned back into a pyramid melon and is just kind of rolled off down the stairs towards their personal lodgings. But is there anything else you all would like to do before taking your evening's rest?
No.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay. Outside, you can still see and hear some festival goers enjoying themselves quite a bit late into the evening, but eventually it grows quiet and calm as you all succumb to the fatigue of a very long day of fighting, as well as competition, as well as enjoying the festival in general and the various experiences of this small village known as Okiri. If you'd like, you can go ahead and take a long rest. There should be a little button on the Roll20 character sheet. I think it's on the far right-hand side in the middle. If you click that, it should reset all your hit points that you're missing, as well as reset any spell slots or abilities that you might have used that reset on a long rest, or any hit dice that you have spent.
Well, hopefully morning's going to be better to us.
You all rest peacefully for the evening. The fatigue, the best sleep age you could ever ask for. The cots are not the most comfortable in the world, but having a warm bed of sorts and a roof over your head is more than some of you have had in recent times during your travels. So it is not an unwelcomed reprieve. But you wake early in the morning as sunrise begins to peek through the windows of Breeze Mercantile on the second floor, this makeshift storage and temporary lodging. You can hear people already beginning to deconstruct the various stalls and stands around the village of Okiri. As you stretch and gather yourselves early in the morning, rubbing the sleep from your eyes, what would you all like to do?
Well, I'm just going right to sleep. I'm not caring.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna pass right out.
Well, you've had your long rest, and this is waking up
Oh.
in the morning now.
Oh,
My bad.
in the morning?
Yes, it is morning now as the light
What's for
peeks.
breakfast? Let's go
Yeah, what's for
eat.
breakfast?
As you say this, you begin to smell what smells like a mixture of some sort of roasted pine nuts and a buttery scent of some sort of bakery good wafting up from below where you all had slept this evening, coming from the lower floors of Breeze Mercantile.
I'll just go down. Ooh, that smells kind of lovely.
Oh, there you are. How did you all sleep?
You hear the voice of Bree as she is setting out on a small portable table down near the middle of the shop. The shop itself is still closed this early in the morning, but you can smell there is like this fragrant like pine nut bakery bread and the sweet smell of some sort of honey butter spread on this table, as well as some fresh fruit and vegetables diced up in this in a bowl, sort of like a morning fruit salad.
Please help yourself.
I'll sit down and help myself.
The bread has a toasty, nutty flavor, almost like a multigrain, but has that sweetness of some of the pine nuts and various other tree nuts from around this region. The butter itself is delightful. It's very sweet yet mild at the same time, not overly sweet. You definitely get the taste of honey, but it's not as rich as like a butter that you've had in the past. It's something. It's definitely not the normal type of cow or bovine based butter that you've had in the past.
That there is a local sheep dragon butter. It's absolutely delightful. It's a local Okiri favorite.
And you think about this for a second, Mipsy. You didn't even know you could milk a sheep dragon until today.
I'm not questioning it.
But as Mipsy is the first to enjoy breakfast, Axel and Mirage, what are you all doing?
I mean, I'll go and have breakfast too.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna do the same. I'm just gonna chill at the table, grab a plate or a bowl, and just eat.
It's a delightfully nutty tree nut bread mixed with flour, all of the ingredients locally sourced from Okiri Village. The sweet honey butter of sheep dragon butter is both mild and slightly sweet itself, with the addition of the honey mixed in, is a very pleasant and warming first meal for the day.
Thank you all for what you did yesterday with those ruffians, those Eucario. They're such a nuisance. But thank you, and congratulations on your win in the Blotcher tournament.
Why, thank you.
Of course, of course. Are you all staying much longer in Okiri, or are you just passing through?
Personally, I'm passing through.
Of course, of course. We're a bit of a short stop and a minor respite in this part of the Gift of Shiratashi. Most individuals are generally heading further south to Yataman or further southeast towards the Opal Falls. But we pride ourselves on our quaint little village.
Well, how about the rest of you guys? Where are you heading?
Oh, I don't even try to remember what I'm trying to remember what my official thing was.
I'm just looking for supplies to make some potions.
Well,
I aim to become the best potion maker.
Well, we have a handful of ingredients here, but nothing of substantial variety in this part of the Gift of Shiratashi. If you need something more specific, you might want to reach out to one of the covens closer to Yataman.
Sounds good.
And if you're feeling bold, you may want to head further east towards the Gale Fields, but be careful. That is quite possibly one of the more dangerous areas in this part of Obojima.
Well, thanks for the tips.
Of course, of course. Did you all need any other supplies that I can offer before you leave?
I don't need supplies, but I do have a question.
Of
If
course.
possible, you might be able to answer.
I will do my best.
So, I'm in town because I heard a rumor, and I would like to see it for myself,
Oh?
of a some sort of flying machine. Have you possibly heard of this rumor or maybe possibly seen anything of that sort?
I'm afraid not. I did hear that rumor myself, but it seems that rumor sparked from that young boy. Apparently, that wasn't the only time he had sent something aloft using a potion that he had found.
Okay. Thanks anyway, I appreciate it.
I'm so sorry to disappoint.
Disappointment, rumors, right?
Sometimes they work out, and sometimes they lead you on a wild goose chase, but I will say that sometimes the journey itself is more rewarding than the destination. Especially in this part of the Gift of Shiratashi, there's, well, if you head further south, there's even more spiritual activity. I've been a bit absent from the spirit world for many, many years now. It's been so long, but I can say that others tend to go back and forth between this realm and the other, and for the better, or sometimes for lesser intense, but if you're looking for strange devices or strange magics or spiritual contact, I might head further south. There seems to be quite a recent interest in the ruins that are between here and Yataman, seemingly tied to what I could only imagine was some sort of ancient Nakudama Empire structure. Researchers from AHA have been all about that place recently.
Well,
Okay. I appreciate the tip.
Of course, of
that
course.
sounds interesting.
I don't know what it's called, but it's near the lakes between here and Yataman. It's definitely just a little bit of a stroll off the beaten path, but if that's something that sparks your fancy, I would definitely recommend giving it a look along your way.
And as she talks about Yataman, Mirage, you remember that you have a letter in your pack addressed to Yataman.
Yes.
But as that thought enters your mind and you think about the path ahead and your next steps, you hear a rustle and a tussle outside the Breeze Mercantile as a number of individuals are seemingly shouting and yelling for some reason. Get a hold of it! Get a what is this? What is this sheep dragon doing running around in the streets right now?
It's not just one, there's 2 or 3 of them running around. It looks like one of the Torellis. What is it doing unattended in the middle of the town?
What are you all doing?
Do we stop this? Because it feels like we're partly responsible for this.
Sorry, what was happening exactly? Who's, like, it was one of the Torellis?
So you look out the window. You don't see the Torelli brothers, but you see a trio of sheep dragons running amok through the city streets as people are trying to clean up the remains of the festival. And Mimpsy, with your understanding of flora and fauna, you would understand that generally sheep dragons are not. They stay herded in large fields and things like that. So, and they're usually accompanied by some sort of shepherd. And it's strange that they would have just randomly came into the city like this, as they would often have been, rounded back up and taken away from large numbers of people. Sheep dragons themselves are highly intelligent, as you know, but they are extremely curious as well, and without someone to rein that curiosity in, they would simply go wherever they pleased. Which is seemingly what you realize is going on right now.
Is there like some flat land or like just pure grass?
Oh yeah, there's plenty of fields and grazing areas outside the Okiri village, but definitely not in this like heart of the village itself, like the main commercial, what little you could call a commercial segment of the village.
Is there just like a little patch of like grassy dirt land? Because I have a plan.
Give me a perception check as you look out the window at this scene of one of the sheep dragons trying to be rustled up by a number of these individuals. It takes you a bit of time, but you do see there's little patches of weeds growing up under beside one of the buildings across the street.
That may be good enough. I'll step outside. And I'm gonna cast
Okay.
and just like yell to get the sheep attention.
Give me an animal handling check with advantage.
Yes, sir.
Okay. They don't immediately see your spell take hold as you let's see, if the creature had observed you more move. Let's see, he's from Sorry, I'm just reading the spell right now.
Yeah, I'm just using it as more like plant growth than anything.
Right.
I'm not trying to hide.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. Hold on. Let me here. Yeah. Okay. So you stand up. So describe to me, how are these plants growing on you, or are they growing in beside the building?
In the side of the building.
Okay. You sprout this large tall grass beside this building, like almost more than halfway up, I would say, beside this building. And immediately as this plume of grass grows up, it draws the attention of two of the three sheep dragons as they just swerve around in this whimsical cloud-like pattern, almost like a large snake or serpent around those trying to grapple them, and immediately just go to town like goats on this patch of tall grass that you summoned. As they do, and they've become more still at this point, you can see that there is a brand on both of them. A sort of elegant looking T. And you can hear from one of the men who was trying to was struggling to try to surround and grab these large creatures. Thanks for that. We'll see if we can get the other one to come over here and stick together with the group. Where in the hell is the Torellis? Why are there sheep dragons in the town?
I think the youngest one took off and the older brother went after him after a huge argument that we kind of got involved with.
As you're saying that and that comes to your mind, you hear a voice call out, "What in the world? Ugh. I'm coming. And you can see you look back and Thim Torelli is running up into the town. Sorry, I heard what was going on. I don't know what Torio is doing. Why his charges are here in the town? Ugh. He never came home last night. I'm sorry, you all. I'll take care of them." As you watch, he begins to grab something from his hip, and he begins to swing around in the air what looks like this little sling. And on the end of it is this polished either shell or stone. And as he swings it around in the air, it makes this rhythmic whistling sound. And the last remaining sheep dragon that was struggling to be reined in by the individuals on the north side of Breeze Mercantile, closer to the fisherman's stalls, hears that whistle in the air and begins to whip through the buildings and under tables, heading towards as it nuzzles up to him underneath the opposite side of his arm, hearing this whistling call. And he begins to spin it a little bit faster and more abrasively as the two sheep dragons that you had drawn the attention of, Mipsy, who were well and truly engaged in just clearing this large patch of tall grass, now hear this whistle and the heads dart up and spin around, serpent-like, like a pair of snakes popping their head up through the earth, turn around and see this and also begin to swirl around Thim. I don't know where Torio is. I'm really worried. I've never seen him not come home at night. Something's not right. But I've got to take these little ones back to the fields. If anybody sees him, let me know. As he continues to sling this sheep dragon whistle around, drawing them as he walks back towards the grazing land outside the village. As this is going on, what are you all doing?
Do you want to help him out? Do we find the little one?
Yeah, I mean, if it was my brother, I'd be pretty upset too. So, yeah, sure.
And what way did he go from yesterday? Like, cardinal direction wise?
You remember you had ran into the Torelli brothers over here on the eastern side, closer to the High Hall, and he went running off towards the southeast of town.
I guess that will be the way to go.
Okay. Let me change things up here. If you all, you can each roll individually, or if one individual wants to spearhead this, go ahead and give me a survival check to see if you can track the whereabouts of Torio Torelli.
Oops.
Wow.
No, I forgot to remove my advantage.
That was a really good set of rolls. Jeez, man.
We're finding that kid.
We're finding him.
as you head out of Okiri Village, out into the fields, you see farmers all around, grazing pastures, hundreds more sheep dragons in these areas, clearing out various areas of grassland and hillside. Not unlike the fields that you had started your little adventure in, Mimsy, but just larger numbers out in this area, leading off towards some hillier, more, I wouldn't say mountains, but just stacks of hillsides that some have been retained by man-made structures, stone walls, others just naturally set back by erosion over time of the winds or foliage ranging from bushes and trees, or bushes and small grasslands to fully grown twisting bark trees in this area. Even though the terrain out here is relatively dry this time of year, as it's still quite warm, and there hasn't been much rainfall, you do see what looks like deeper boot impressions along one of the paths. And as you read this, Mipsy and Mirage, you can see that this is the telltale signs of somebody running. And their pattern is very sporadic. You can tell that at one point they're just sprinting away from the village. And at one point they slow down and then they start to sprint again. It's unusual. It doesn't look like they were being followed or there's any other adjoining footprints following behind them, but it is heading further southeast towards this hilly area where there is denser forest and brush and into these taller hillsides outside the village of Okiri.
I guess we should hurry up. Hopefully the kid is safe.
Shall we just
And,
follow the footprints?
That's what I was just about to do.
Yeah.
As you follow the footprints out of the village, it kind of loops around and then begins to go northward into a much deeper forested area east of the city. Okiri Village is number 3 here on the map. So the footprints follow out several miles. Probably 3 or 4 miles. I don't know what that is in kilometers. So I apologize. Probably about, I would say, roughly 10 to 12 kilometers outside the village. And they seem to follow this sporadic pattern. And at some point, this individual stopped at a creek near where like the trees are now getting quite dense. And even in the rising sun of the morning, you can see that there's still a lot of shaded and or like heavily covered area in this forested portion outside the village. With those 2 very high survival checks, you can see now that the ground has become quite a bit more saturated with moisture. And you can see some of the footsteps have become like deep as they've gone into this forested area. And you follow through, you can see broken branches, signs of somebody stepping through some of this uncharted pathway. They've kind of gone off the beaten path at this point. And you see something else that catches your eye. The steps seem to have slowed down now to just a normal walking pace. And then they kind of like veer off as if almost like you're following like at one point almost like a drunk person. Like their steps kind of step over each other and cross over, and you see what signs, and then you look on one of the tree branches and there's a shred of fabric that's ripped off of onto one of these branches, and it's a bright red color. Not too unreminiscent of the tunic that Torio was wearing. And you also see and smell the scent of overripe carrots on this tree, which you recognize was definitely one of the blotcher rounds, and definitely one of the rounds where Torio was hit heavily with the round's ammunition, if you will. But as you're following this trail, what are you all doing?
Basically keeping my eyes out for the Totarli brother. I almost said what's his face from Advance Wars, because he kind of looks like him. Like Andy from Advance Wars.
You go ahead. I'm sorry.
He's probably going towards the water, correct? Like
you see, he stopped at a small creek. No, he's actually kind of veered further northward in this area. He's like, it's not far because the scale of this map is the whole of Obojima.
Yeah.
Which from 3 to 4 is like several days travel.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So it's not far away from, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, if you drug your deal out there, you can see it's in miles. So he's not far from Okiri.
Okay.
But what unnerves you is the weird sort of movement. It doesn't look like, you don't see any blood. You don't see any signs of a struggle with any animals or anything, but the weird movement is concerning to you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't remember seeing the younger brother intoxicated in any way. So, but it has a similar sort of unbalanced footstep to it. Like something's definitely throwing off what should be an otherwise straight path. Also, you don't understand why this individual is heading into a otherwise very unbeaten path. It just seems strange. Those are the two things that seem off to you.
Well, I don't know what to say. We should hurry up and find him.
Yeah, let's keep moving.
Yeah, so we cautiously keep moving.
Okay. Give me one more round of survival checks.
Oh my god.
Mirage, you notice this pattern now after Mipsy had pointed it out, this sort of stagger-footed path. You see what looks like at some point they fell down because you see a handprint in the mud around the opposite side of the creek as you kind of hop over this space, and you see that at some point they had fallen to all fours. And then stood back up as you see the impression of the tips of their feet and their knees in the soft soil, as well as the very saturated mud, and a handprint. And you begin to see the steps continue, heading towards what looks like this overgrown hillside, pretty much east by northeast of Okiri Village at this point. And you follow these very slow trudging steps at this point. If you had not known that this individual was sober when you last saw them, you would assume that they were drunk, or something was causing them to act abnormally. But as you kind of turn around this large patch of thickly dense oak trees, you see just out of the corner of your eye what looks like the rocky edge of this hillside scoot inwards into some sort of rocky cave system. And the footsteps seem to head in that direction.
Oh, guess to follow it.
Yeah, I keep following it.
Okay. You come to a cave. There are two entrances that you can see as you come around this corner of this cave system. One is a bit narrower than another. There are trees and bushes around the corner between the two entrances. And as you come to one of the entrances, you can hear the sound of dripping water, and you can smell that there is mineral-rich moisture coming from inside this cave. And you can see the muddy footsteps of boots heading inside this cave. What do you all do?
Well, hopefully he's in here. Let's go in.
Okay. Let me go ahead and pull up a new map for you all.
Oh.
There are two entrances that you see here. You all would be here on this north center entrance. So if you want to drop your tokens there, you can.
Oh, how did I do that?
So under your journal, which is the single book that's up in the top right, if you click that, you'll see you're there you go. Perfect. Let me go ahead and drop her Demi's token as well. Give me just a moment here. So whenever Ashley gets back, she can hop in. Okay. And let me go ahead and change to some different ambience here. You hear water dripping off. You can smell that mineral-rich moisture coming from inside these caves. Let me go ahead and show you what you see initially, at least from where you stand now. It is quite dark. There's no light that gets very far into this space. So if any of you do not have dark vision, you would very swiftly not have line of sight of anything.
Rip us. For the Duras.
Yep.
I don't think any of us have dark vision, if I remember.
Well, hopefully you all have torches.
I'm just double checking.
I think you start with torches.
Yeah, we do. Well, I guess grab a torch, light it up.
Do you light up a torch?
Well, I guess we should look around.
You should be able to move your tokens about as you please.
Yeah, we can. I'm just
Okay.
saying that in character too.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, look. Like, see.
Even have a torch on me? I'm just curious. I don't think I do. Let me see.
Should be in our started inventory. I have,
you should have one.
I have,
I
a
have one.
candle.
Or a candle. I mean, whatever
candle.
implement you need for light.
I think I have a hooded lantern. It's a
There you go.
Oh yeah, you have that. We don't even really need a torch then.
There you go.
All right. You spark up the hooded lantern and aim it in the direction of your entrance here. Initially, this is what you see. The two entrance paths kind of stepping downwards towards this centralized entrance deeper into this cave system. What would you all like to do?
Well, let's look for tracks. See if he's in here.
With your previous survival check and what I had said earlier, you do see muddy tracks leading deeper into this cave system.
Well, let's follow it.
Okay. Feel free to move your tokens anywhere that you can currently see.
Well, let's go to the left and let's
Okay.
oh wow.
You look in, there's a shallow ceilinged cave with pools of murky silt filled water that is gently flowing downwards through a thin, like no more than a couple feet wide little fall of water deeper into this cave system. And the moisture that's building up on these ceilings is dripping down, kind of collecting sediment in stalactites and stalagmites inside this cave area. So let me go ahead and reveal what you all see currently from your current position. And there are a number of, Currently, you see two paths, one a bit wider than the other, and one very narrow, where you see the water trailing through it downwards, deeper into the cave system. Everything seems to be falling in elevation as you look deeper in from the light of the hooded lantern. And there's a low, like, wispy howl as the wind flows into these cave entrances and passes through along the walls.
Oh. Have a kind of point out to this gate, like entrance. He may be hiding in here. I'll kind of look inside.
Okay. Do you step forward before everyone else, or is everyone accompanying you? Okay.
I'm going.
It's hard to see. Give me a perception check with disadvantage.
Yeah, because I don't have the light,
Right.
obviously.
Okay. It's hard with the windy howl through these caverns as well as the water running directly down here. What you do see is that this water is falling, and had you stepped any further, you possibly could have slipped down, and it's about a 10-foot fall in this area here directly in front of you.
Well, I guess I'll just yell, let's not go down this way. There is that a path over here that we can go down?
Yes, there is another path in this direction as
Yeah.
well, a wider
Let's-
path, about 4 or 5 feet wide.
Let's head this way.
Okay. Give me just a
Sounds
moment
good to
here.
me.
With the light of the lantern, you can see that there's another branching sort of trying to make it so the light would show you what you can see. Oops. Give me one sec here. This is kind of the path of the light that you would see as you kind of walk into this area. It steps down. Steps up and then steps down a bit in this space. You can see there's a bit of like moss and there's sort of like a musty smell of like trapped water in this area. Like there's a lot of underground water slowly moving through here, but some areas it moves very slowly, so there's a lot of this moss and decaying plant life all around these walls. In addition to the minerals, you look up on the ceiling, there are stalactites and stalagmites up on the ceiling. But there is a continuation of the cave as you point the lantern in this sort of southwestern direction. What are you all doing?
Well, let's continue down.
I'm up here.
Mirage, as you step into this area here, you feel like there's like a slimy, like mossy substance on the floor right as you come to this area. Go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh my god. Mm. To this one.
Yes. You manage to just barely catch yourself, but not before you slide down. This whole area directly in front of you here is very slick. You slide down and lose your step as you slip down into this area, managing to hold on to the lantern so it doesn't fall in the water to your left. But you do take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as you slide down and slam against this wall on your right-hand side. But the lantern is still lit. It has not fallen into the water. And this is what you see over here. And in this area, let me go ahead and light this up.
Let's follow her, I guess.
Did I take a hit point?
You took 3 points of damage.
Okay.
So you need to mark off 3 hit points. Mipsy, give me... Well, you would have seen it with the light, and you would have seen her slip and fall. Mm-hmm. Go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw with advantage. You also bust your ass and slide down.
God.
You take 2 points of bludgeoning damage. As you slip and bust your ass a bit further, falling into the edge of this watery area against this rocky wall. Basically busting your hip up against this wall. And you are in about 3 feet of murky water. Like, for you, which is basically like almost up to your neck.
Yeah.
And it is ice cold.
Wait, how tall am I? Me again? Oh, you said 3 feet?
Yeah, about 3 feet of water.
Oh, I'm shorter than that.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, you completely plunge into the icy cold water. It doesn't do any damage. It is just it's like plunging into a cold tank.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, no, I'm gonna try get out.
Okay. There's nothing really stopping you. You're able to climb out onto this adjacent area closer to Mirage.
Cool.
Axel, what are you doing as you watch your companions bust their ass?
Surely a third person would not slip and bust their ass down there as well.
Give me a dexterity
Oh, please.
saving throw with advantage.
Please don't, Axel. We're here in the floor.
Okay, yeah, you catch yourself and you grab onto the rocks and you're able to just slowly slide down on one knee and make it down safely through this area without slipping and falling. If somebody would like to roll for Demi as well, I would appreciate it.
I got it.
Dexterity
I'll do
save
it.
with advantage. Okay. Yeah, with ease. You both, slide down, having watched your two companions eat it into the water and one into the wall. And you can feel this water on the edge that you stand in and you kind of step down into. It is very cold. It doesn't seem like this area gets much light. And therefore, there is running water in here. It's not like... It's still musty and there's still moss and stuff growing. But it's not nasty. It's just full... a lot of it's like sediment coming from the ceiling and dripping down due to condensation. Mipsy, as you step out of the water, give me a perception check. As you brush yourself off and try to shake off as much of the cold water as you can, you hear a voice on the other side of the cavern, over in this general direction, further over in this open cavern area, and because it kind of echoes pretty drastically here as you heard the clanging of your companion when they first slipped, and then, of course, yourself falling into the water. You hear a young man's voice. I can't go back like this. I can't. Ugh. I hate him. He always does this to me. Why? No, I can't do that. I can't.
Terrelio?
And you hear like a sudden, shuffle over in this direction. Who's there? Torio is the young boy's name. Torelli is the last name. But you do recognize the voice.
Them is looking for you. He's concerned.
As you say his older brother's name, you hear like a sudden... Of course he's looking for me. No, I don't want to go back. I know what you told me earlier. I don't want to go back. He's just going to make fun of me in front of everyone again.
He's worried. Your sheep dragons got out.
He doesn't need me. He never needs me. He just needs to make fun of me to make himself look better. That's right. I'm just a joke to him. You're right. I'm just a joke to him.
No. You're not.
Mipsy,
you were doing better than he was.
Mipsy, give me an insight check.
Oh no. Oh no.
It's hard to tell. At first, it sounds like you're having a conversation with the young man. But it also sounds like there's another party involved in this conversation. You don't hear another voice, but it sounds like there's another party involved in this conversation. Because some of the answers are directly response to you, and others are like he's getting advice or hearing something from someone else, but you don't hear it. While this is going on, what are the rest of you doing?
I'm holding with all my might not to cry because of my fault.
You've taken some bumps and bruises over your years. I mean, having traveled and delivering the mail. It's a stinger, but it's not the worst injury you've ever had. It just, it'll be probably a pretty colorful bruise in a day or two. But you hear Mipsy talking to somebody in the darkness further into the cave in this general direction. Mirage or Axel, whichever you prefer. What are you doing while you hear this conversation Mipsy is having?
So the thing we came down was kind of like we can get back up, right?
Yeah, you could get back up. Yeah. Now that you know it's kind of slick, it's just you all didn't realize it was slick in that area.
Okay. Yeah, I can't see Mipsy, so I just yell out. I would just be like, "Did you find him? Who are you talking to?"
I did find him, yes. I would just point in the direction I can hear the voice.
I'm not going back. He's just gonna make fun of me again. That's right, he's just gonna make fun of me again. I'm always the punching bag. I'm always the joke.
Like I said, you're not the joke. You guys almost won.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh no. Oh no.
Holy shit!
What do you know?
I
You don't
was
know my
there.
brother. He's an ass.
I agree with that.
I'm just there to make him look better. That's all I've ever been.
Like I said, yesterday, you managed to score points. He did not.
Doesn't matter. We still lost. That's right. We still lost. But I won't lose to him anymore. I won't lose to him anymore. Not with your help.
Can I have some assistance over here with this one?
Did we hear? Can I hear what he said?
Oh yeah, you hear this whole conversation. It's echoing through this whole cave system.
Okay.
But like
What
you
are
said,
you talking about?
Axel, give me an insight check.
I don't know.
You have no idea. It just sounds like echoes. You can't tell what's going on, but you hear the whole conversation. I mean, it's loud and clear between Mipsy and Torio, like the young lad's voice, but it's so incoherent. He just sounds irate.
Sorry, Mipsy. You're on your own.
Can I just like say to him like, what was his name? The younger brother?
Torio.
Tori, can I just ask like, Torio, come on, come out here and we can talk like face to face.
Why? So you can make fun of me too?
No, I want to help you.
Give me a persuasion check. Like you tried to help me in the tournament before you made a fool out of me? I don't believe you. Go away! Go make friends with my brother. Everyone seems to like him more.
I don't
I
like you
personally
more.
don't.
I like you. I like you better.
They don't like me. They don't ever care about me. But if I have your help, I can prove them all wrong. I can show them I'm the best. Then I never have to listen and be in the shadow of my brother ever again. That's right. With your help. What are you all doing?
I mean, as long as it's not illegal, dude, I can help you.
I've already got help. He's gonna help me.
Who's gonna help you? Mipsy?
Yeah, I will help you.
Mirage, give me a perception check since you have the lantern. Okay. You kind of point the lantern around trying to get a feed on where... Because right now the voices are echoing all through this cavern, so it's kind of hard to figure out where the young man is in this area, but you kind of aim the lantern around in different directions, trying to spread the light around to see if you can figure out exactly where he is. So give me a sec based on that roll. I'm going to clear out some more of this darkness here. At first, you look off to the right-hand side of this space. There's a lot more of this water all around. A handful of these stalagmites and stalactites. And the water seems to be running into these deeper sections. Not unlike the deeper sections that you fell into, Mipsy. And it's flowing into this corner here south of where you all are at, kind of collecting up in these really deep portions here. But it's a bit more shallow directly east of where you all are at. And with that roll, you're not 100% certain, but you feel like... Oops, give me a sec to get rid of this. You feel like the voice is coming from over here, specifically. Just a bit deeper in the cave. Go ahead.
I will cast Shape Water to like freeze this square so I can just walk across without jumping.
I don't trust
Get
you.
up here.
Go away! Go away!
Just trust me. Believe me. I won't harm you.
Give me a persuasion check. I said, go away! And you feel like this sudden force of something that knocks you back out of the shadows. Mipsy, go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh my god. I moved.
You just barely managed to dodge out of the way. You feel like something incorporeal just barely whips by and almost hits you in the shoulder. You don't take any damage, but you definitely felt like some sort of shadowy entity had swung by you and then circled around from over in this direction.
Are you trying to harm me?
He doesn't like you. He doesn't like you. He doesn't trust you. He only helps me.
If you're
Mips,
gonna
did he
keep
just say
acting like
we?
He said
Did you
he.
just say what?
He said he.
we,
Hey,
you keep acting like this, I'm gonna get closer.
okay. At this distance now, you can just barely make out on the opposite side of this large pillar in the center of the room.
Like, I'll take another step closer.
You see the shoulder and the red tunic of Torio Torelli, as well as the tattered blotcher tunic thrown over on the floor against the wall over here. In that space, you can also... I'll just go ahead and reveal this northern part here. As you aim the lantern around, you can kind of get the length and breadth of this main cavern space.
Kid, I'm not gonna play nice.
That's okay.
I'm trying to help you.
He doesn't like you. We don't like you.
That's fine. You don't
You
need to
embarrassed
like me.
us, just like my brother.
And your brother is worried sick. He thinks you're dead.
He's not worried about me! And you hear...
Yes. Yes. I will make you come closer to me if I need to.
Give me an insight check, Mipsy,
Oh, God.
as you hear that
Oh, no.
sudden change in voice and laughter.
Ooh.
Something else is here. There's a presence
Oh, yeah.
here.
I could have told you that. Being hit by that shadowy
Something
figure.
malevolent is surrounding this boy. You don't know what. You're not quite certain, but something malevolent.
Guys, I think it's best to grab the kid.
Is this still frozen? Like, right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could walk
that's still
across.
frozen.
From here, you can just barely
Axel?
make out the edge of Torio's form.
I'm gonna need your muscles here.
Come on, big boy. You're
I'm
the
a
one who
big
made
boy.
it out this. You made
I'm
it
a
out
big boy,
of the
but I
stairs, and
don't
we
have
did it.
strength.
And yet, you're the only one who survived
Definitely
the stairs.
I'll definitely try, but I don't. My fucking strength is like my worst stat.
I mean, I only have a 13 as well. And you're, like, 3 times the size of me. I think grabbing the kid and just dragging him out here would be the best thing.
You're not dragging anything out of here.
Oh, I hate this.
Oh,
Oh man, it's too loud.
He's
Can I-
my
can I-
companion now.
Oh my god.
oh, is he now?
But if one of you wants to take his place, I'd be more than happy to dump this one.
You know what? Come after me.
Oh, my God,
Oh?
what am I from
Is that
here?
an offer?
Oh,
Oh, it's not an offer. It's a threat.
Give me an intimidation check.
This is perfect.
You wish! A tiny little scrawny thing like you?
A young
Not a
child
chance!
like him?
What was that?
A young child like him? You only want the easy prey, don't you?
This one I can mold. This one I can have fun with. You! You're too clean cut.
And as he says that, you hear that voice echo through this entire chamber. This cold, dark, damp chamber. But even here, even in this darkened space of shadow, there's a deeper shadow that begins to pool up and well up around Torio's feet as it begins to rotate and spin around him. As it pokes out, you see a pair of darkened grayish eyes and a Cheshire cat-like smile break through these rounded, face-like shadowy pools.
Oh, you think you have him.
I don't think.
you-
I know.
So, is he holding on to the kid at the moment?
This shadowy entity is completely enveloped Torio.
Shit.
And the face that you see now appears beside him, looking directly at you. This antlered-looking demonic entity.
Well,
You've seen very few in your brief time on Obojima, Mipsy, but their presence is always a dead giveaway. This is some sort of demon.
yeah. Well, I think it's time for me to kind of protect us. I'll pull out my sling.
as you pull that out, I'm going to go ahead and need everyone to roll for initiative, please.
Oh, wait.
Which one?
So go ahead and click on your token. Yeah, and it's towards the center upper middle of your character sheet. There you go. Perfect. And if I can have somebody roll for Erdemi as well. Unless Ashley has made it back.
No, she's not gonna be coming back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I messaged what I said in Discord. Yeah, that's yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh my god.
That was for Erdemi?
Yep.
Okay. So they will go first. So we'll just put them at... I'll go ahead and roll for them. Give me a sec. There we go. And I'll just replace that one. So we'll just call that 22. There we go. And then... Okay, so that's going to be... All right. And with that, let me go ahead and change the ambiance once more. You now see this shadowy entity enveloping the young Torelli brother, staring up at you. Erdemi will be the first to act. So, Shiny, if you want to take over for her, if you'd like.
Yeah, I can go on a computer. It's still open, so give me a second.
Okay. Oh, those are suddenly two icons. You still there, Shiny?
Yeah, sorry, I just had to walk over to her laptop and did it, so that's why.
Gotcha. So this is a pillar that goes all the way up to the ceiling that they're standing on. But you could certainly walk over here if you need to get within range. They were standing right here to start the battle. So that'd be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I mean, they could pretty much easily get within range. And
Yeah,
then
I'll
this-
move the token. Yeah, I'll move the token next to what's it called? To do I lose my moving speed if I move through water?
I believe Nakudama have a swim speed.
Oh, okay.
So that shouldn't be
that's
a
the
problem.
case. All right, and then here is that's a wall.
Yeah, this goes all the way up to the ceiling. The platform that like this is at the ceiling, this goes all the way to the ceiling. This goes all the way to the ceiling. The one that Mipsy is standing on does not. It's just a chunk of earth and mud inside this big, like kind of underground lake area.
Okay. All right. If I go here, I could see, right? Because
Yeah, right
Okay.
here beside
Yeah.
Mipsy, you could.
All right, I'll move the token. That's what I'm gonna move there. I'm gonna try to do pacify person.
Okay.
Oh, that works too.
Yep.
So what do I do? Okay. Oh, yeah. There you go. You just gotta make a wisdom signature on it.
Until the spell ends, pacify creature can't. Are you using this on Torio or are you using this on the demon?
Oh shit! I thought the demon was still in him. That's why.
No, the demon has fully manifested around Torio. If that changes your decision, you can.
Well, I don't think I'd be able to do it on a demon then, right? 'Cause
No,
it's not humanoid.
it's
Okay.
not humanoid. Yeah.
All right. If that's the case, then I'll do jolt on him.
On the demon or on?
Yeah, on the
Torio?
demon.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for me, please, unless that's a saving throw.
You're back.
You still there, Shiny?
All right, I have to go back and forth between the computers.
I think I can give you temporary control. Give me a sec. Let me see if I can do that just to make this easier.
I think I might be able to log into her account on my computer. Give me a second.
I can give you temporary control. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
It should pop up in your journal. You should be able to access her character sheet now. I don't know. Oh, shit. This disappeared. Give me a sec. I need to add her back to the initiative order. Can you re-roll initiative for me, please, from her character sheet? Is it
I
not-
don't have it on my. Give me one second. If I refresh the page, maybe it'll do it.
Yeah, try that. Sorry for those watching at home. We're trying to work through some technical difficulties.
I don't have it. It's not showing up on my
It's
journal.
not showing up. Okay, I'll redo it. Hold on. I can just roll if you tell me what you want to do.
Yeah, I just want to cast Jolt. That's all.
Okay.
That's all I'm trying to
Give
do.
me just a sec here. All right, let me change this to 22. All right, sort. There we go. All right, that fixes that. Let me. Was that 10 the D20 roll that you had earlier?
Yeah.
Okay, so 10, and then I don't know if that has a modifier. Give me just a moment here. Spells. Let's see. Jolt. Do that. All right. Oh, it's a save DC. Okay, there we go. All right. So it's a save of 14. What is it? One action creature. I'm guessing it's Dex. Hold on. What is the range? Okay, the range is 30 feet, so that's fine. Make a range. Oh, it's a ranged spell attack. Okay, never mind. Okay, it is a ranged spell attack. What is her attack modifier? Spell attack bonus. Okay, so that's a 16 to hit total. Got it. Okay, that answers my question. Give me just a sec here. I gotta pull up this stat block because I don't know if that hits or not. I believe yes, that hits. So go ahead and roll the damage, which I believe is 1d8. Yeah. Okay. So, okay. Yeah, that doesn't come into effect. Okay. You reach out, the arcing energy spreading from the webbed fingers of Erdemi and striking through the shadowy entity of this demon as it arcs up all around it, hitting this demon and causing it to shake and shudder. He's mine! Is there anything else you'd like to do on her behalf?
Nope.
All right. Shit, did I close that? I did. All right, hold on. Gotta move that initiative tracker back up. All right. Axel, you are up now.
All right, and then I'll go. I have to pull my book out. Give me one sec. I'm gonna move. Oh, actually, I can cast it from where. Yeah, I can cast where I'm at. 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah. I'm gonna cast Vicious Mockery on the demon.
Okay, so they need to make a saving throw?
Yep, Wisdom.
Okay. They do have magic resistance. So they do have advantage on this save.
Yeah, I'll still do it. Sorry.
As you see the shadow, you reach out in the tendrils, and there's almost like a feedback from this entity. You feel this envious rage pooling up in you as you try to reach out. And what do you say to this demon as you cast Vicious Mockery?
What kind of demon are you? You have to take control of people to actually do something? Seem like a wimp.
You can say whatever you want. It won't matter in a few moments when you're dead. That is a natural 20 on the saving throw, unfortunately.
Yikes, dude. Okay.
As you attempt to reach out your consciousness and break the will of this creature, it just strikes back at you as you're forced to take a step back. No damage in response, but just you can feel the intensity of this creature's demonic aura pushing you out. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Nope.
Okay. Mirage, we're on to you. What would you like to do?
I think I want to move like here.
Okay.
And can I try and shoot an arrow just, or is it like it's not physical like the demon?
You notice it definitely took some damage from that jolt spell. You're not 100% certain. It looks somewhat incorporeal right now, but you're not 100% certain whether or not an arrow will affect it or not.
There's only one way to find out.
Okay. So go ahead and give me a shot with your arrow.
Can I get a little closer? How many squares can I get?
You were standing, I believe, right here, here. So that's 5, 10. You've moved. You have another 20 feet of movement. And you also have your cunning action, So you could use your bonus action to dash and double that. So you still have potentially another 50 feet if you really wanted to. So you could pretty much move wherever you wanted.
I'm over here.
Okay.
Oh, here. And then I'll try to shoot it. How do I?
So on your character sheet, I believe it is, give me just a moment here to pull up your character sheet. In the middle, you'll see your weapons. You'll see a name, you'll see attack, and then you'll see damage. The one in the middle is the number you have to roll to hit. So it'll roll a d20 and add that plus to it, whatever it is. So you'll want to do your the one that says... Where's the one that says bow? You should have a bow.
I only have like short sword and dagger, and it's
I think
5.
one of them is supposed to be I think one of those is supposed to be a bow. It'll be the same modifier either way. It'll be a +6. So if you want to roll that, we'll change it later. Okay. Unfortunately, a 9. You go to fire the arrow, and it curls around it, and it goes wide and slams up against the wall, and does not find purchase in the demon's body. Is there anything else you'd like to do? You still have your...
I'm fine.
Okay.
Well, I already have the boy, but I wouldn't mind another vessel. At least in the meantime.
And you watch as the demon rushes up to you, Mipsy, and Erdemi. I need you both to... oh, no, I'm sorry. That would be at the start of your turn. I'm going to go ahead. Let's see. That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It's going to end over here after passing through your squares. It's going to use its spectral pass attack to hit you both as it passes through your bodies. You feel this like this darkened energy pass through your chest, the two of you. This cold, angry, envious rage passes through you as this demon slips past you both on the other side, and is going to hit you both at the same time with this ability. Mipsy, the first one is going to go ahead and be an 11 to hit.
Misses.
Okay. The one on Erdemi, that is going to hit with a 21. So that is... that is 8 points of necrotic damage. Shiny, if you want to...
Yeah, she's almost dead. She's got 1 health point left.
This angered necrotic energy passes through the both of you as it cackles and wails going through the two of you. On the other side of you, its face turning right and looking you dead in the eyes within inches, Mipsy.
All that bravado from earlier.
Where is it now? And that's the end of the demon's turn. Mipsy, we are on to you.
Bonus action.
Before you do that,
Sure.
you begin to hear these envious thoughts. You look around at your companions as you're in proximity to this demon. I need you to make an intelligence saving throw.
13.
You do succeed. Shiny, if you would roll an intelligence save for Erdemi as well, as these same envious, intrusive thoughts move through their mind. Just roll me a d20, and I think they have a +5. Or a +7, actually. So if you just want to roll a d20 on your end to make it easier. I can look real quick. I think it's either a +6 or +7 to their roll.
Wait, for who? Me? Or
For Erdemi.
Oh. I'll roll the d20.
Yeah, if you just that's plenty. They managed to shrug it off without succumbing to the effects of the intrusive thoughts of this demon.
Huh. So you now came to me. Changed your mind?
No. What would you like to do? You still have your turn.
Bonus act.
Okay.
I'm engulfing myself around with petals
Okay.
of like the lotus again. And gonna be part of that. I think that's part of that bonus action. Never
is that-
made an attack roll for this.
Okay.
So here, I'll just do this. 1d20.
I would imagine it's a d20
Wow.
plus your spell modifier.
Yeah.
A 23 definitely hits.
For 1d6. 1d6 plus 3. Slashing.
It's slashing damage specifically?
Yep.
You feel the petals. You're definitely making contact, but you feel like some of them are just slipping by through the shadows. Not quite making as much purchase as you would think, but it is doing some damage. So what was it was originally 7?
Yeah.
Okay. That did not do as much damage as you thought, but it still did some damage.
Action.
Okay.
Cure wounds on Demi.
Okay. Go ahead and... Nice. So almost back up to full.
Almost.
You hear the demon growl just beside your ear as it tries to surround and envelop the two of you. But nevertheless, we are back to the top of the round with our Demi. This demonic entity surrounding the two of you. Shiny, if you'd like to tell me what you would like them to do, and I can go ahead and cast it, or
All right.
whatever ability.
Let me double check the book real quick.
In the meantime, while that's going on, everybody, this delightful music is by 1985 Games. Thank you so much for the permission to let us use it. I greatly appreciate it. I figured you were going to cast Water Bullet. I was reading that, and I'm like, there's no way he's not casting this. Okay, so let's see. You create a sphere of swirling water that spins rapidly. In your hand, in your mouth, before you hurl it at a creature within the range. Make a ranged spell attack against the target. On a hit, the target takes the bludgeoning damage based on how far. Okay, so this is like max damage if this hits, but it is at disadvantage because it is ranged spell.
Yeah.
So if you want to roll me, it is, I believe it is a +6 to hit for their ranged spell attack. So roll me 2 d20s and we'll add the +6 to it. Okay.
Please say 14 hits.
Oh, did not break? Yeah, one's an 8 and one's 11.
One's an 8 and one's an 11. Okay. So the +6, that is... Give me a sec. I gotta look this up. What is there? Oh, you lucky bastard. That just hits.
Oh yeah, dude.
Go ahead and
Hell yeah.
roll your damage. Erdemi Gurdal, how do you want to do this?
Oh shit.
At point blank range, after taking a massive dose of necrotic energy and almost succumbing to it, you spin around and blast this entity point blank range. Describe to me how this happens.
Before she takes the shot, she'll say, you almost did it. You almost got me. Let me give it back to you tenfold. And then she'll just fucking take the biggest fucking gulp and just
Just bleh.
or since it's 5.
Yeah. Just shotgun shells of compressed water spray this demon across the shadowy walls as it cries out in rage. As it is cast back into whatever ether it crawled out of. And you watch as Torio slumps down against the wall, breathing heavily, but still breathing. Give me just a moment here. But we are out of initiative. As you see the shadowy entity and the demonic presence slowly disappearing from this area. What would you all like to do?
Well,
I mean, get near the kid to see if he's fine.
Yeah. Torelli. Mr. Torelli.
are you okay?
You can see he's like on the verge of tears. Just emotions welling up, but you can see that there's seemingly something a tremendous weight has been lifted off of his chest as he breathes heavily. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Fine. Like I said, your brother's worried.
I'm always screwing up. It just... I'm always being compared to him. And I started to hear that voice that said I could be better than him. I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to go back. But I know I have to go back.
You do.
Whatever. They're gonna laugh at me. I almost succumbed to a demon. What are they gonna say about me?
They're not going to say anything. They're going to be happy you're safe.
Give me a persuasion check with advantage, Mipsy.
You don't want this.
You have advantage.
Oh, good. Even with advantage, it's going to be bad.
Guess you're right. Sitting here moping in a cave's not gonna fix anything. I guess at some point I gotta face the music and tell him what happened.
Is the brother like in the floor?
He's
Or is
just
he
kind of
standing?
slumped against the wall. He's kind of, this is like a sheer high wall that goes all the way to the ceiling, and he's just kind of like sitting down against it, trying to catch his breath.
Can I just like get closer and extend my hand,
Yeah.
straight my hands, and like let's just go home.
Okay. And he watches. He kind of pushes himself up. It takes him a few minutes. You can see that he's not injured in any way, not physically, but just a little roughed up and scuffed up and dirty, but just physically exhausted, mechanically exhausted too, from the removal of the demon. Let's go. I don't want to be in this cave anymore. Do you all head out with the young Torelli brother?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. It takes a bit longer for you to return back to Okiri Village. It is a long walk back, both due to the exhaustion as well as just the nature of this whole ordeal. But nevertheless, you do return several hours later after you had left. It is now mid to late afternoon. Once you arrive on the outskirts of the village, accompanied by the young Torelli brother, and just as you begin to head into the fields, you hear running footsteps coming up from to the west of you, running at a fast pace. Torio! And you watch as the older brother runs up and just grabs and holds on to his younger brother, tears in his eyes as he lifts his brother up, holding on to him, hugging him tightly. Where were you? What were you doing? Hytham. You hear the younger brother say defeatedly. Where have you been? You look like hell. But I'm glad you're back. What happened? Where were you? As this is going on, what are you all doing?
I'm letting them deal with their moment here.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything. I'm just letting them fucking talk it out. Unless they talk to us.
Yeah.
It takes a few minutes as they kind of exchange, loose words and unspoken conversation, essentially. The older brother is struggling to, maintain his composure, but it is extremely difficult. But you can see that there's genuine relief that the younger brother is safe and sound. You know what? I don't want to know. Just please tell me you won't do that again. You're the only family I have left anymore. I can't bear to lose you. Is that really all that? It didn't sound like that yesterday. Look, I'm sorry. Okay? I get it. I'll try to listen a little bit better moving forward. Just please don't do that again. And you watch as he turns to the group of you. Thank you. What happened? What? You know what? Never mind. It's not important. As long as my brother's okay.
Yes, he is.
We don't have much to offer, but I can give you a bit of fresh sheep's dragon's wool if that's any consolation.
Give me this.
I mean, I think it's fine. I don't need anything, you know.
Please, it's the least I can do. He's doesn't always make the best decisions, but then again, neither do I. So please,
Sure.
let me at least give you something, some traveling supplies, something. They're not worth much, but at least let me give you something.
Sure. Sheep dragon wool would be nice.
Of course. And I do have a favor with the, Broad, one of the fishermen. He owes me a bit of his recent catch. That should suffice you for a while. The dried fish he catches will last quite a while. They make great rations, and I even heard that some, capable witches and wizards can even turn it into potions if you had the right combination of stuff.
Interesting.
And of course, whatever, tell Broad as well, whatever spare vegetables or fruit he has, on the house, on us.
Thank you.
Of course. Torio, please, don't ever do that again. You're gonna give me a heart attack. You can see the tears welling up in his eyes. Since we're coming up on about 3 hours here, would you guys like to collect said supplies, or would you like to end things here for the evening?
Hey, and here and do that next session?
Okay.
Yeah, I think that works.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, with that dramatic reunion and the purging of this demon of envy and anger, you all return back to Okiri Village, a bit roughed up, but not in horrible shape. At least most of you. And not so much now after a bit of mid-fight healing. But an intense battle and an intense exchange of an entity you were not prepared to experience this day in such a otherwise peaceful setting. But nevertheless, you overcame said challenge. And you all leveled up.
Oh shit.
So we will go ahead and leave things off there. Next time, you all will start the session at level 3.
Hell yeah.
For those of you, for half of you, that will mean your subclass selection. So level 3 is always a fun change, and for the rest of you as well, the spellcasters, that means level 2 spells.